Welcome back to TV47 Weekend, and yes, we are joined by an amazing content creator, Miss Wanjiku Kabata. And let me tell you guys, everyone wants to be a content creator, but anyways, we do not know what it takes, what makes you stand out, and definitely what makes you unique. But Wanjiku is here to tell us all that. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Maybe a brief introduction to your viewer back at home.
I'll start by introducing myself. Wanjiku Kabata, a content creator, but more so a finance graduate. I'm 24 years old, and I major basically into lifestyle. Looking forward to major into travel content, and I think I'm also funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a TikToker, so I don't know. You tell me.
You are funny, yes.
Okay.
But you being a finance graduate, how did you find your path into content creation?
I'd say content creation is more of passion. There's no course called content creation. So basically, I think it's more of something that's within, that can't hide, or rather can't like lock itself in. So naturally, if you're a content creator, you'll just find yourself expressing yourself and enjoying anything that's related into content creation. So for me, I was enjoying making TikToks back in campus, and I just decided, why not start a YouTube channel? And then, and that's just, the rest is history, as you can say. Yeah,
but wait, still on that point. How did your family take it? Because, some parents are like, huyu tulipeleka university akasome, sasa hizi ni nini? What is YouTube? So what was their take? Was it rather positive, or at first they were like, okay, what is this?
Actually, how my parents came to find out is from other people, from their colleagues, basically. So
you didn't tell them?
No. They didn't, they didn't know, like, until they had it from their colleagues. And then now, I was like, nimesikia una trend huko nje, nasikia umetengeneza video kuhusu mama yako. So basically, that's how I came into them. And then I think the people who are like delivering the message or the news were really excited about it. So I don't think they took it in a negative way.
Yeah. So you started off by mimicking your mom's acts.
So, no.
Yeah.
I started off by a Q&A. They actually made a video like 2 years ago in 2018, if I'm not wrong. And then that was the only video that I did. And then I came back to content creation, or to YouTube this year in 2022. So, and then a couple of my videos went viral. And then that's how I was like, oh, wow, we can just go into the same... we can flow with it,
so
basically.
Your parents are like completely supportive of what you do.
Yeah,
or they're like, just
I don't think they have an option. I don't think they have an option, because one thing I appreciate about my parents is that they let you be. They let you be, so they don't force anything into you. Yeah, but in the sooner than later, I think I might major or rather practice finance, but also I'll do content creation, so I'm gonna do both of them. But in the end goal is basically to have content creation as my major career.
So meaning that basically content creation pays better than finance, or what's...
It depends with how hardworking you are.
Yeah,
it depends with how hardworking you are, but content creation can pay more than finance, because you control the amount of money you want to receive, basically. So if I want to get a meal on Bob, I have to put in the work. So that's it.
So are any of your siblings like, supportive, or rather on the same trajectory journey as you?
Yeah, my sister more so. I usually include her in some of my videos. She's actually funnier than I am. She's a natural at it as well. So yeah, I think it's a family thing. My mom is also very funny, and I think everyone really is a content creator in their own way. My mom is a comedian. Like, you'll always laugh anytime she's around.
But does she want to major on, content creation, or it's just for in-house purposes?
Hers is basically in-house. As a mother, she's a content creator as a mother. So she's actually the one who gives us the content. Because like, for some of the content we create is basically mimicking my mom. Like, it's just something natural,
Yeah,
authentic, like we're just mimicking what she does. So
Yeah.
she's the content creator, literally. We just mimic her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, out there, people get to say content creators do not get an ounce of sleep. Is that true that you guys, you know, are on the minute by minute, you're like, I want to do this next. I want to do this next.
Yeah, that's partly true, especially for when you're starting off. And when you don't have like people to help you out. So for example, if you're the one editing the videos and you're like doing content on a weekly basis, for example, you have to edit the videos once you shoot them, and then you find yourself like extending the editing throughout the night. So basically it depends with your consistency. How many videos maybe, for example, you might have to upload. If you have deadlines when you're working with brands, you also have to like create content for them.
Yeah.
So it depends with the amount of work you have with the brands and also for yourself if you're a YouTuber, for example. Yes.
So for you to kickstart on this journey, how many followers did you have at first before, you know, you got to shoot?
Content creation really is not a matter of how many followers you have, because the audience comes in. If your content is good, you'll definitely get an audience. You can't start off at 100,000 followers. You don't need to wait till you're at 100K so that you can start creating content. No, you start off with your 2 followers, and then
I started with 2.
I won't lie, no, I didn't start with 2, but of course when I opened my Instagram account, for example, I definitely had 0 followers. So I started creating content, like making reels, when I majored into, I started working with SIGNET in 2018. So I started...
Was it a partnership?
Yeah, it was. I was actually paid to create content for them. So I started posting the content on my Instagram. So it started getting audience. And you know, for Instagram, the algorithm really pushes your content, and now that's what brings you like followers as well. For me, for example, my Instagram has majorly grown because of the reels. So like, and the reels are as a result of TikTok, or now the company I was working for previously, which was a competitor of TikTok called SIGNET. Yeah, so once you post your videos, you find that the algorithm pushes it and people come to follow you because of that content. So your content is what is going to push you and sell you, and not vice versa.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you know, not only having partnered with SIGNET, which are some of the other brands that got to reach out to you, and how did you get to feel, you know, about it? They're like, and you know, you had that moment, you're like, oh my God, it's me, it's an email from these guys.
I've worked with a couple of companies. Some of them are long-term, others are short-term. I'm not gonna say I've still made it. I'm not where I want to be, like in terms of partnerships and brands. It's a process. So so far I'd say I'm growing, and it's getting better each and every day because I get to work with more brands every other month, for example, or every other like phase of the year. So yeah, I'd say I've worked with quite a couple of brands, and I'm currently also working with some which are long term. For example, for services, I work with Delish when I'm doing my hair, my nails. I've worked with Warachi. I've worked with Mahir Traders, the ones that sell suitcases. I work with EB Styles Hotel, Accor Limited. I work with, some I can't even remember this. There's
so many.
A list.
But you know, we got to see some celebrities online where they get to say that some content creators just get paid peanuts to do this collaboration, or rather for us to see them living that lavish lifestyle, which, you know, doesn't get to pay their bills at the end of the month. So have you encountered, you know, such problems along the way with some of these brands?
Yeah. When you're starting off, don't expect brands to pay you or don't expect them to pay you a lot. If they're gonna pay you, it's gonna be small peanuts, as you put it, because you can't start off. You need to be seen. They need to, with more experience, you get to now go in with the ranking. You get to go up the rank. So it depends also the kind of creator you are. If you're a nano creator, micro creator, macro creator, it depends with all that.
So
there's
there
a
are
lot
categories.
Yes, there are categories. So it depends. Kuna micro, between 0 and I think 10,000 followers, and then between 10,000 and 20,000, no, between 5,000 and 10 are, okay, I really don't know about it. Yeah,
The
but
numbers, yeah.
basically there's like categories of creators.
Yeah.
So the higher you are in the hierarchy, the more you're supposed to be paid. Also, it's a matter of how you pitch yourself, because
Yeah.
there are people who start getting paid from their first gigs. So if you want to do, you can decline brands that are approaching you just for
Yeah.
audience, just for initangwaje experience. Yeah, some brands want to give you their products so that you can market them, and then in exchange you have the products for free, which is also okay, because you need to show a list of brands you've worked with before you work with big brands. So you need to show them, I've worked with these small brands.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of humility. You just have to humble yourself.
Just be humble.
Ukubali. You have to accept that you have to start from small.
Yeah, so when these companies get to call you, do you at times get to meet with, you know, the macro content creators, and there's still another small group, and then there's a middle group? Do you guys get to meet, and how is the conversation between all the three groups? Do you guys get to listen to one another, or is the high group like, no, we are the high ones on this end, so we don't get to listen to other people?
I'll give an example. For example, with YouTube, which partners with, like, as long as you're monetized or you've enrolled for their programs, they get to have like meetups and conferences where you get to meet all kinds of creators. So from the macro, so when they're coming in, they're not coming as influencers, they're coming as YouTubers, but they're also influencers, you see. So that's the only platform I've gotten to interact with them when it comes to interacting with like all kinds of creators, from those who have less followers than you and to those who have more audience like than you. And they're actually, I've never really gotten to a point where you're like, oh, they're like, no, I haven't gotten that. And actually, like for YouTube, they usually advise you and use them to come and motivate you to how you're gonna get to become like them. Yeah. So one thing I'd say, I'd definitely ask, for example, brands to like have all categories of creators in their platforms, so to push content for them, because you know, I believe micro influencing also works. Yeah, and actually I think micro influencers really get to push products more than like macro. Yeah.
Okay. So how was it for you, you know, doing a collab with Flacco? How was the whole experience? Is he an easy person to deal with? And how is it for you?
No, he's actually an old friend, so I'd say I called it in as a favor. Yeah, but also he's a nice person. Like basically, I'd say he's just someone you can flow with and can work with anyone, basically. So it was actually a fun experience, because it was more of like, let's just do this as our normal like meetups and all. Yeah, so he's a nice person to work with, I'd say. Yeah.
So, you know, before my director gets to play us that small clip of what you do out there, would you want to still do more collabs with Flacco, or it was just, you know, that one and you're like, I don't want to do another one?
It depends. If I have like a product or a brand that I think he'd fit in as the best person